Hello there everyone, this is me, Renegade, bringing you guys and girls some more Crash Bandicoot greatness in this video. As you can tell from the title, this is honestly my favourite Crash Bandicoot game. Just of all the Crash Bandicoot games that have come to be, at least since the Insane Trilogy, this is my all-time favourite. There's multiple reasons why, but you know what, that's another video for another day. But anywho, we are going to do 100% completion on Cortex Strikes Back. And hopefully we won't die. I say this, I'm not going to die at like this silliest level, but there you go.
Crash Bandicoot.
Look at that moon, or boulder. I believe it's supposed to be a boulder, of course, but anywho, we could change the language, but we're not going to. We're going to go and watch the cutscene, which will explain what happened after Crash Bandicoot 1.
Crystals. Of course.
But Dr. Cortex, to reach full power, we need not only your master crystal, but also the remaining 25 slave crystals from the surface. How do you expect to retrieve them when we don't have any Earthbound operatives left?
You fool! Do you think I'm unaware of the situation? If we don't have any friends left on the surface, then we need to find an enemy.
Crash? Crash? Crash! My battery is fried. Make yourself useful, big brother, and bring an extra battery for me.
And this is effectively a tutorial. Now we can skip, if we skip the cutscene, we skip this entirely, but as you can see, the game looks a bit more colourful. We've got little sister Coco there. And they've changed a lot of things from the original Crash Bandicoot game to this one. So many neat little differences, like of course the HUDs are slightly different. Crash can do a few new moves, there's a pit. We can do a body slam now with X and circle. We can spin these guys away, we can slide by pressing the circle, and we can hold it, and we can crouch. And we can do like a high jump, and there's so many small details, it's amazing. We're going to probably go over them briefly, because you guys are probably watching already know Crash Bandicoot, and if you don't, then you need to. So the boxes here don't count. If you hold triangle, you can see the your total box count. And oh no, we got teleported away. And where did we get teleported to? I'm about to find out.
Well, well, well. If it isn't Crash Bandicoot, welcome. I apologize for the crude means used to bring you here, but I rather expect a written invitation would have been turned down. I need your help. Surrounding you are a series of 5 doors. Through each door lies a well-hidden crystal. The crystals look like this. Bring me the crystals, Crash. That is all I will say for now. We will speak again.
So this is practically what Crash Bandicoot's known for now, like the sort of staple, is the warp room. So we've got 5 levels in each warp room, and we have got a manual save and load screen, which is amazing. Now we can do these levels in any order we choose. I'm just gonna just do it in the order that it gives you, and it tells you on the warp sort of room what you can get. So we know in this level we can get a coloured gem, which is the blue gem there. In Snowgo we can get a red gem. And there's 2 standard gems for this level, and all of that greatness. Now, there's quite a lot of things that we'll see. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go for the blue gem straight away in Turtle Woods. But, I'm actually got the booklet here. In terms of what they say for Coco, this is literally the description of Coco. So, Coco is the spirited younger sister of Crash and is highly intelligent. Well, you'll find out later that she's very intelligent compared to Crash. There's a big difference. When her face isn't glued to a computer screen, she's trying to get Crash's relaxed life more organised, and I can grab that. There we go. We've got mud that's going to slow us down, but we can kind of just jump over it, which is always fun. And it says, count on Coco to hack into Cortex's plan to warn Crash with some important information. So if you read the instruction manual again, it gives you a bit more info. And Cortex basically just, for him, it says, Cortex claims to have learned his lesson. He says he's out to save the world, but a word of advice, no matter what you do, don't turn your back on this guy unless you're running full tilt in the opposite direction. And there's a bit more interesting information about the actual bosses in the game, which we'll get up to when we face them. Now, there's like little neat things like this. So, for example, like this, you're thinking, what's this for? Well, if you press X and circle your body slam, we can fall down here to a little special area where we can get more boxes, which is always fun. And these bonus areas always have like different music to them, which is kind of what I really like about this game. And not only that, there will be levels that we replay, but there's very subtle differences, either just in the layout or just the environment of the level, which is always really, really neat. And talk about that, it just sort of pops out. Like, just the environment and the characters. Crashes are filled with more energy. And you still got the lovely checkpoints. And there's even, like, hidden sort of, well, I was going to say, like, lives you can get. There's a few hidden ones later on. And there's the introduction of the Nitro box. Now, like the TNT, you effectively touch it, you get 3 seconds, and then you gotta run away. Nitros, you touch him, you dead. Or you're gonna explode. And we're gonna do the skid jump, if I can do it right, there we go. And I'm just gonna skid jump it again. Now, we've got these little guys here, which we're gonna quickly get over. And we didn't, but there's a little trick. Now, you're not really meant to do it this way, but we can spin jump, which I'm gonna try and do, so we've got to do... There we go, so I'm cheating, but practically what that was is me spinning at the same time as I jumped within like a few frames, and it gives you a heightened jump, like it gives you kind of like this jump while you're moving. Which is actually really handy for getting out of a lot of difficult situations. If we didn't do that, we would have had to basically die or go back out the warp room and go back in to then reset it. And that little green thing over here was basically going to just detonate all of the nitros. So the enemies we don't have to kill, or rather spin away. And we've got now the bonus areas, which are a little different. You don't have to get the actual Tornia heads, Cortex heads, or Embryo heads. And it tells you at the bottom that how many months you got, how many lives you got, and the boxes, and then it just flashes bonus constantly at the top, just reminding you, if you die in these stages, it doesn't take away a life, so don't worry if you die. It makes little difference. But one thing I forgot to mention, again, there's a lot of things I'm going to be trying to go over. In the mud, we cannot spin. We can crouch. Nackracker's like, seriously? Like, you're just going to just sit there in the mud? Like, really? And I just noticed that I just said that I was going to do the blue gem, and obviously I'm not. That's fun. So anyway, the blue gem, they don't actually tell you how to get unless you have a guide or watch people play it. And we're going to be invincible. Now we're going to do this the normal way, this bit, and then we'll do the blue gem straight after. I kind of... There we go. Using the environment to my advantage. Now, whether or not I'll make like a little special video or like a special bit, I don't know, but if you go to the warp room without these lovely things, these crystals, Cortex doesn't really like that at all. He gets quite angry. Like, really, really angry. And now we can jump over here. And we have now got the first gem of the game. And we get a little celebration when we get out. So that's 1 crystal and 1 gem. And we get the infamous crash dance, which is pretty much what everyone did when the Ensign Machinery came out and when it was revealed.
Well done, Crash. I knew I could rely on you. Now listen carefully. These holograms are hard to maintain. During the course of my intellectual pursuits, I have stumbled across a force that threatens to destroy the world. Crystals are the only means of containing it. The fate of the world is at stake. It is imperative, therefore, that you bring them to me.
So, effectively, Coco Shining Taz don't get the crystals, but you kinda have to. It's part of the game. Anyway, we're gonna go back and do the blue gem. Now, the blue gem, what is this? The blue gem is to complete the level without destroying any boxes. You can't even touch them. You touch them, you don't get the blue gem. And what I kind of like about this game is that it kind of allows you to sort of experiment. Like, there's certain subtle things that you need to notice to get either a secret gem or even get to a secret path that they don't outright tell you. So this is effectively going to just speedrun it. So we can't get a checkpoint, so that means if you were to die, you have to do the level again. The level's quite short for the first level. You can go down the bonus route, but ideally no. I'm going to just jump through here. I want to keep my mask. Now this bit, this is pretty easy. We just got to go alley up. I always do it over the bouncing crates, only because if you get stuck, it's not good. There we go, and we skipped that with the spin jump, so that's fun. That's what I'm saying. The spin jump can get you out of so many areas that you really have to do, of course, if you don't know the trick. If you do know it, it makes the game a little bit easier. So you save yourself, if you're doing speed running, you do save yourself a fair bit of time, and there's a lovely blue gem. Which again, they don't make any hints as to how to get in the game at all, so you have to think, well, hang on, what can I do that's not Crash-like? Oh, how about we don't get boxes? That's not Crash-like. And that's how you get the gem. That's the first colour gem of the game. And we're going to let Crash dance each and every time, because there's not really many times that he's going to be dancing.
Cortex gather crystals. Yet you have acquired a gem. Interesting. Well, Crash, know this. As long as you are allied with Cortex, you are my sworn enemy, and I will do anything in my power to stop you. If the fate of the world is truly your concern, you must gather the gems, not the crystals. If you obtain all 42 gems, I can use them to focus a laser beam that will destroy Cortex and the space station he's created. Until then, I must use my forces to stop you from gathering crystals.
So we have the return of Embryo, and in the bio in the booklet it says double crossed by Cortex. This one-time partner in crime will now do anything to stop Cortex and his fiendish plans regardless of the consequences. We're going to jump into the second level, hopefully when we get onto the third level before the first part, but there was a bit of story in the game. And what we're going to do is we're going to just get invincibility straight away. And oh, my controller's a bit little finicky. And we're just going to smack the pens with a mask. Try and get this over. There we go. Isn't too bad. Smack the seals. Spin that one away. But there's a lot of neat features, like if you see in the snow, you got Crash's footprints which eventually disappear. You can see Crash sort of having sort of cold air. And just even like the snow effects, again, it is such a drastic jump between Crash Bandicoot 1 and 2. And keep in mind, it came out a year after Crash Bandicoot 1. And I should have spun, but never mind. Could have got invincibility later on, but nay mind. Whole idea is not to actually die, which is going to be a few bits later on, which I probably will. Because, you know, it is me we're talking about here. Let's get some lovely one through, and can we get to 99 lives and finish on it? We probably can. So we can spin that. And look at all of that. And now we go towards our total count. And once you complete the bonus round, you cannot replay it in the same level, if that makes sense. So you can replay the level and then do the bonus level again. But as we've now completed it, we can't go back. So we would have got invincibility, but it doesn't particularly matter too much. As it's not too hard, as I'm about to fall down a hole, never mind. Spin the penguin. All of them. We got all that lovely one fruit. Get the crystal. And miss that. Spun him away. Now you're going to probably notice, or you may not have noticed, but there is something hidden up here. Now those boxes that have, of course, the white outline is similar to Crash 1. And look, we hit a switch. And if you just look, if you jump, you can just about see there's like an exclamation box up there. Again, very small things that you wouldn't see, like, without paying close attention. And that is going to be that level done. Now, you're probably wondering, how do we get the red gem? Well, there's actually a few routes that we need. Well, there's a route that we need to take to get the red gem, which we will backtrack later on to get. There we go. There's the good old dance. And there's no more cutscenes. Now, what's interesting to note is that the actual cameras were the enemies in Crash Bandicoot 1. If you may remember, in Crash Bandicoot 1, we went to Castle Machinery, those little camera things. They sort of reused them in this just for that cutscene. Now, this is going to be a slightly different level, so it's kind of like the river levels, kind of, although it's so much better. Now, we're going to get a hidden gem, so we need to be quite quick with this. So you're going to notice there's going to be a timer. We have to get to the end of the level in that time. So I'm going to take, hopefully, not as many hits as possible. Okay, I'm stuck. And if you go on those whirlpools, it's insta-death, so don't do it. Didn't really want to do that, but never mind. And don't go in the bonus round either, that's not going to help. So let's go. We can go in a blue gem path, but we're not going to, because that's actually long. These hippos will fall. We'll grab the crystal whilst we're on the way. Let's go. Go. And I'm pressing square to go, and this little, I don't know what it's called. Jet ski motor thing. We've got 10 seconds, and if you don't grab the gem in time, it just hang in there, it will disappear. And there you go. We're going to be replaying this level. So we're not quite done yet, because we've got to do the blue gem path as well. Just having a look through. Does he even mention it in here? What that thing was? I don't think it does. It does not at all. No, it doesn't. Okay, that's okay. That's fun.
3 crystals. Not bad. I see you are getting the hang of it. I need to conserve power. I will communicate with you again after you retrieve the 5th crystal.
So now that we've got all of the 3 crystals that we can get, we're going to go back in here and we're going to complete this level 100%. So we've got to get all the boxes. We've got to also complete the blue gem path as well. But again, like if you compare this, like just say this stage to that of Crash Bandicoot 1, it's much different. We've got these little choppers here. What's interesting to note is that in these vehicle stages, you can't get invincibility. And the timer doesn't pop up now that we've completed it. So I can get another mask, but as you're about to notice, oh look, nothing happened. That's because it would make us a little too easy. These mines, got the whirlpools, which can force you in, so don't be afraid to use a boost if needed. But you need to be careful, because once we're off this, if I missed a box, I'd have to replay the level, or I'd rather kill myself to the point before I hit the checkpoint, just to be able to do that phase again. And this is kind of reminiscent to that of the old bonus rounds in Crash Bandicoot 1, just these stages. But what's interesting to note is, again, the bonus music changes depending on the stages that you're doing. So all stages have like sort of a very unique style to them. I mean, tell me in the comment section down below, what is your favourite Crash Bandicoot game? Just out of all of them, and what is your favourite Crash Bandicoot level or theme in Crash Bandicoot 2 in terms of like the stages? Mine, we are not up to just yet, but you'll find out which one's my favourite later on. So we're going to jump on the blue gem path. Now, these gem paths are a little bit harder than that of Crash Bandicoot 1. And as you can see, the music changes. So we're going to jump up here, and if you look at the sort of far upper screen, you can kind of see the draw distance of the PS1. I'm going to get all of this. I'm going to jump on this moving pillar, jump on this hippo. I'm going to just speed run this. And we could use, I was going to say we could use a body slam, but there we go. And we got to be careful because Crash cannot swim. There we go. And there we go on this, but we've got to hit some boxes on along the way. And if we boost over the ramps, we can do these cool little flips. And people say Crash isn't cool. Look at him go. He can do a little spin. Professional wakeboarder there. And I've got hit. And I got hit again. That's fun. You know what? It doesn't matter. We're like right at the end of this path already. I believe we are. Okay, I'm just going to hold back. And I kind of went off that very awkwardly. And there we go. And we can hit the nitro. That's done. That bit over there, I don't know why they put that there, because I don't think there's a way you can actually get there unless you kind of hack the game. And anywho, this returns here. And if I get hit, I'm dead. Which is not going to be fun. Let's just skip that hippo. That hippo's fine, he can just chill. So we're going to go around here. Need to ideally go through the middle there. Look at that. That's perfect, that was. That wasn't perfect, that was stupid. Let's grab that. And we're about done. And as you can see, that is the box gem. So instead of finishing this part with acrobatic masks, we are finishing this part with no acrobatic masks. And that is going to be the end of part 1 of Crash Bandicoot 2. So if you guys and girls enjoy, please make sure that you leave a like, subscribe, and also share. And until the next part, we'll see you guys and girls then.